Hello there everyone, I am Yogiraj and I'm working as a data science and business analytics intern at the Sparks Foundation. So now I'm going to show my task 7, that is the predicting the Tesla stock price using news headlines and previous year stock prices. So the motive of this task is to predict the stock price of the Tesla shares using the news headlines and the previous year stock prices. So at first I am importing all the necessary libraries, and after that at first I'm considering the stock prices.csv file, and I'm reading that CSV file, that particular CSV file using the pandas read CSV command. And these are the first 5 rows of the data set, that is the date, opening, high, low, close, and volume of the data set. And now I'm converting the categorical type, since this, as you can see, this date format is of the categorical type, object data type. So I'm converting it into datetime format. So after converting into datetime format, let's go through all the data types of all the columns. So as we can see, the date is of the datetime format and all the other columns are of the float and int data types. So there are no categorical values at present in the data set. So now I can use the .describe command to find the statistical summary, and this is the statistical summary of the data set. And now I'm plotting the dates versus the closing price. As we can see on the the 1st January 2022, the closing price is around 355, and as you can see, as time passes it is going on decreasing, and on 1st January, the January 2023, its closing price is very less. So next I am seeing that dates versus the highest price. So the highest price, as you can see, in the course of 1 year, again the highest price is also reducing. And now I am seeing the checking for the missing values in the data set, and there are no missing values. And after that I am checking for the outliers. So to check for the outliers, as usual, I am using the boxplot command from the Seaborn library, and here I'm iterating through all the columns in the data frame, the pandas data frame, and I'm copying all the data frame into another variable called as data. So just because I don't want to mess with the original data, so except for the date, since except for the date column, all the other columns I am checking for the outliers. Since as you can see, this is for the box plot for the open feature, opening price, highest price, low price, closing price, and the adjacent closing price, and the volume. Since there are no outliers, there are no much outliers in these 5 columns or the features, since the dataset is almost clean. Therefore the dataset is almost clean and can be used for model building, since there are no categorical values, no missing values, and there are no outliers. So so almost the dataset is clean, the stock prices dataset is clean. Now going to the news dataset, and now I am calling the CSV file, that is the dataset file of the Indian news headlines for the sentiment analysis. And this is the first 5 rows of the dataset, and I'm checking for the dimensions of this. And as you can see, there are 3 columns and like 300, and there are nearly 36 lakhs columns, 36 lakhs rows, sorry. And now I am interested only in the unique values, so I am dropping the duplicates in the published date. So after removing the duplicates and resetting the index, there are only 7,717 unique rows and 4 columns. That is, the index is another column which we got. So here now I'm doing is interested in the headline category, that is which cities I'm interested in the cities. So I'm creating another variable called as city underscore df1, that is a pandas data frame, and I'm storing all the headline category, the cities headline category, the cities in this particular data frame. And after that I am splitting the city names, that is as we can see in this column, in this it is like city.patna, city.delhi, etc. I'm not interested in that, so I am separating that into separate column, that is a city underscore name. And as we can see, the city names are separated. And here I am storing the closing stock, what are the closing stock of this from the tesla.csv dataset, and if there are any missing values I'm dropping them. And here this definition, actually it creates a new dataset with the closing stock, and I'm normalizing that, since feature scaling, and this is the feature scaling part. And after that I'm using the LSTM model, the long short term memory network, which is a type of RNN. And I am building an LSTM model with one LSTM and one dense layer, and I'm compiling the model with MSC as the loss function and Adam as the optimizer, and I'm running it for 200 epochs. and I got the loss as 0.002, and I'm predicting on the training and testing data set. And after that, as we can see, this is the stock price prediction from the last 5 years data. So this works only until we did not do any textual analysis. So as we can see, this actual and the predicted data is almost same. So now I am checking the root mean square error, that is nothing but 12 and 23, which is very less. And now coming to the textual analysis, as we can, in the above part, we have extracted the city names, and these are the Bangalore, Mumbai, these are all the city names. The top 15 cities which are the highest number of headline text. As we can see, this is Bangalore as the highest, followed by Mumbai, followed by Delhi, etc. And after that, I am doing the sentiment analysis on this textual data. For that, I am importing the text blob library, the linear discriminant analysis, and sentiment intensity analyzer. And I am initializing that. Suppose if the polarity of the sentiment is less than 0, that is a negative, and if it is equal to 0, that is neutral, and if it is greater than 0, it is positive. So for a particular headline, on doing this analysis polarity, we will get whether it is negative sentiment, negative headline, or neutral headline, or a positive headline, since the headlines are also matter. Suppose if a company has a negative headline on any newspaper, its shares are more likely to go down. So I am storing all these positive headlines. See, the positive headlines are 23.72, and the negative headlines are 10.01, and unbiased headlines are 66. So I am plotting it in a pie chart. As you can see, 66.3% of the headlines are neutral, and 10% are negative, and 23.24% nearly are positive. So using these two, I am creating a hybrid model. So actually, what I'm doing is I'm creating another df_news variable, and in that I am adding this date column to the publishing date. And as we can see, after creating this stocks_news_data is the final data set, which is combined from this textual analysis, the news headlines data, and also the stock prices data. As you can see, this is the category, this is the text, date, and all the stock prices are here. And now I am analyzing the sentiment. I'm doing the sentiment analysis on this particular data set. So after that, after performing the sentiment analysis, as we can see, this particular headline category on this particular stock is negative, this sentiment is negative, and this particular headline is neutral, and this particular is positive, etc. And now I am doing the polarity and the subjectivity scores, which is, since these are also very important for the data analysis part. And I'm plotting the scores of the news polarity. Like most of the news are in the range of 0 to 0.25 only, and the subjectivity, the news subjectivity is between, this is the plot for the news subjectivity. And after that, I'm performing the sentiment analysis again. So as we can see, the extended sentiment analysis, suppose this is the headline, and I have the negative value as 0.227, neutral is 0.773, and 0. So as we can see, it is a negative headline, and I'm storing all these columns in the required columns. And finally, I am training this, since all this data set is fine. Until now, as you can see, this is the index, this is opening stock, high stock value, until these are the stock values, and this is the negative, neutral, or positive. And as we can see, we have combined the stock prices along with the sentiment analysis of the particular news headlines. So I am training this using this data set. I am training with the, I am splitting here at present, I am splitting the data set into training and testing, with training as 80% and testing as 20%. And after that, I am using logistic regression model to classify whether this is a neutral or positive comment. And since using logistic regression, I'm getting 80% accuracy, and using random forest classifier, I'm getting 77.9, that is approximately 80%. And using AdaBoost classifier, I am getting 81%. And finally, using gradient boosting, I'm getting the maximum, that is 82.23%. So gradient boosting classifier has the highest accuracy. So I am saving this particular model, gradient boosting model, as a pickle file, so that I can use it for future predictions. So this is all about combining the stock prices along with the textual analysis, the textual data from the news headlines, combining and creating a hybrid model, and predicting the stock prices for the Tesla company. Thank you.